wait for you to go by, and then they start again. So I just appreciate them.
Thank you.
They're doing a great job. So, here's the real reason I'm here tonight. I don't know how many of you know that I basically got myself purposely kicked off of Nextdoor. I don't know if I'm kicked off because I never received anything from Nextdoor, but I'm definitely suspended right now. Hey Ron, you want to hear this?
No, go ahead, it's being recorded, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Have something pertaining to.
So what I want to say, and this definitely pertains to the district, is we have a big cancer in this district. And it's one individual that does everything he possibly can to disrupt everything that goes on, from the attorneys to probably the guys mowing the lawn. Any way he can disrupt it, he disrupts it. And I'm hoping that in some way the district can go and do something about this. The reason I got kicked off Nextdoor is because Ron posted saying that he wanted to investigate this mill levy and what people think. So after I started reading this, I decided that I needed to post something, and all I simply said was, the board is asking for your opinion. They want to know what the community wants. I posted your where to go, the link to get your email addresses. I said that he can talk to the directors. I posted a link for everybody who can't see or can't attend these board meetings on where to go. And Ron Pace just went off on his website. I said some pretty bad things when I was replying to Nextdoor because he would not put my replies on his website. So I was going to go through and tell you guys all the stuff that went on, but I think you can tell. One thing that really pisses me off is he accused me of harassing his son. So anybody who has lived in this district for any amount of time, anytime anything happens to Ron Pace, you've done something to his kids in some way or another.
What's his face?
I do want to read one text message. On the 6th of May, he posted on Nextdoor all about a lady who had to file for bankruptcy, and she was simply trying to support Jenna St. James on Nextdoor. So when he posted that, I told him, hey, that ain't gonna happen. I let Ron put a sign in my yard simply because every time it seemed like he put up a sign, it disappeared. So that night, I told him, here, you either remove it, your sign's coming down, and he came back and said he was not removing it. So, sorry.
So this goes to the sign question from a couple meetings ago, or?
No, I just want you guys to know what transpired with this. I told him on the phone that I was removing his sign, I was returning it to his house. So, then I sent him a text message saying, I'm on the way. He said, you may drop them off by the seat at your leisure. Bench in front on his front porch. So, and I'm gonna say one not really bad word, but I went to his house, I dropped the sign off, I knocked on his door, and he said, then I sent him a text saying, I could hear you talking in the house. You could have at least had the balls to come out and say something. His reply was, Mr. Martin, it's not necessary for you to make statements about my lacking in testicular fortitude. However, I do find that a lot of the other people do, half the stuff he writes is even worse than a third grader. Anyway, so then I left him a voicemail and I told him, you either take that off or I'm gonna slam you on Facebook, which I said exactly what I did. So between then and now, I don't know if you guys know it, but every email he sends to the board, he CCs me on it. I don't know why. I can show you each and every one of them. The last voicemail I sent to him was on May 6th. So on Sunday, he says, Mr. Martin, I'm sure that you are familiar with the local criminal codes for harassment. Do I need to say anything else? As with your last voice message and comments on my phone, you shouldn't be contacting anymore except online. Are you good with that? That's from May 6th till now. If you look on Friday, and I want you guys to see this.
And then I'm gonna have to cut you off on this because this is a civil matter between you and him.
I'm just trying to tell the people of the community what this dude is like. He called me twice on Friday. And one last thing and then I'll quit. Another thing he told me repeatedly, shortly after I got here, was how this district, particularly Daniel back there, had somebody working for the VA that got his medical records. So the other night, he posted something, Jan said something to him, and he comes back and says that during some court thing, that's how the district got his benefits. So I asked that question. Well, now all of a sudden, I'm working for the board, I'm doing this, doing that, doing the other thing for the board. I just want everybody to know that this dude is cancer, and hopefully somebody can do something about it. And I did call him 3 bad things. I called him Whoopi, because remember last 2 meetings ago, he said, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna sell my house, and I'm never coming back to a meeting. Who gives a crap? Well, then I called him Sybil, because the dude's got more personalities than Sybil.
All right, thanks, John. Did you wanna answer
That's the best you got?
All you can do is lie, dude. That's all you
Wait,
can do.
but hold
The
on.
questions were posed, so I am gonna ask Ted to, our attorney, to go ahead and answer the other 3 questions. The one on Cora, the one on Ms. Peterson, and then the one on Gene Cosme.
As to the most recent, well, this happens all the time. We have 169 court requests from Mr. Pace over the years. The most recent ones are common. Two of the questions that he asked, we didn't understand what he was asking, and we asked him to specify what was it you were asking. I've received no response. One of the questions, contrary to what he just said a few minutes ago, is we specifically did provide the information, $167,000. That is the answer in the court request. The other one, he's asking for emails between, he's done this before, between the staff and the board and among the board, emails. Both of those are what is called the deliberative process, and it's so that the board members have the ability to discuss issues back and forth before they come to a board meeting or they're trying to learn about stuff. It's called the deliberative process. It's in the state statute. I have given to the board an outline from the Colorado Municipal League on personnel matters, and we have a perpetual problem that Mr. Pace thinks he has the right to gain information about the individuals, and that's not the case. There's a personal privacy element in the statute. It's in the Colorado Municipal League materials. As to Ms. Peterson, Ms. Peterson has an employment contract dated July the 1st, 2017. In that employment contract, it has a provision for a severance pay. And the provision is that the employee has to be employed for 1 year before they are eligible for any severance pay. And then there is the opportunity for that employee to earn up to a year of severance pay if they meet the initial requirement. Ms. Peterson was employed as of April 2011, and so she has obviously met the 1 year requirement. She gave a notice, let me back up the text, the agreement which Mr. Pace distributed provides that there's a 6-month notice of basically a quitting, and Ms. Peterson complied with that. She provided a notice in November of 2017, that she was resigning as of May the 23rd, 2018, so she met that requirement. There is a provision in the agreement, in her employment agreement, providing for a bonus at an amount to be determined by the district. So she had the right to a bonus. Come May the 28th, 2018, the board, the prior board, determined to award severance pay to Ms. Peterson of $167,000, which consisted of $135,000 in salary, and the balance was benefits. The employment agreement also provides that during the period, the 6 months that's between the time she gives notice and the time that her employment is completed, that she also has the right to salary and benefits during that 6-month period. So separate from the severance provision is the right to her as an employee to receive her normal salary, which is what she did. The difference between the $135,000 and the $160,000, excuse me, the $135,000 is composed of 2 parts: $92,700, which was her annual salary, and $42,000, which was a bonus pursuant to the contract that we already talked about a minute ago. So she had the right to the bonus, an amount to be determined by the board, and she had the right for her salary in that 6-month period, plus she had the right to a 1-year severance bonus, because that's a provision in her employment contract. So all of those happened. There are some questions. The prior board determined that the bonus was going to be $42,500 or $42,000. That was the determination of the prior board. The amount of her bonus is not in her employment contract. The amount of her salary is, and all of these various timing provisions that I just outlined are all in those documents. So that's where we are.
And so the
John,
reason
quiet.
this hadn't been released yet was because it was still we were still trying to validate it and sort through the finite details of how this arrangement was made with the previous board.
The question is not answered yet. And why
But
this
this
was
document
distributed
was released
should never happen.
prior to the board, this board being able to validate or take any action on it.
You want me to cover anything else?
I think that covers the questions.
Oh, and I did provide this analysis in writing to this board for its review, as the chairman just indicated. And this should not have been released because these are privacy issues, on top of which there are some questions which are presented to the board in this.
And I'll just say that this board has been consistent so far that we make sure we gather all the information before we put it out to the public and the community. So it was pretty disheartening to come in here tonight and have that ability taken away from this board by someone providing another individual outside of this board documentation until we could actually validate and prove the authenticity and everything else of the documentation. So it's not that this board was intent on hiding anything. It's a fact of we have to have all the facts to be able to present them to you before we present them to you. Or we're just putting out misinformation like a National Enquirer webpage.
Or Woodman Hills
And what I
Exposed.
presented is a multi-page analysis.
John, shut up so I can hear.
I can remember most all the dates because I just did all of this. All of those dates and all of that discussion are in the material I provided to the board. And questions that I have were presented to the board. And so this has happened. It's unfortunate. That's from the documents, that's the history.
But this is still being looked at, so we are still looking at the validity of everything contained in this contract and agreement. So, in the meantime, we are without an administrative director, so we do have a fill-in, and that's where we're at. So, you had a question?
Yeah, just one. So is it, she's no longer with us, or you're going to evaluate that?
We are evaluating this, and she has been suspended from the Any other questions? Okay. I motion that this board enter executive session for discussion of personnel matters pertaining to the position of administrative director, according to CRS.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun.
4F. Conferences with attorney for the public entity for purposes of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions, those being Four-Way Ranch IGA revision, Falcon Highlands Interconnect Agreement.
It's the one I told the county
Water line move,
to make sure they kept the video of where I was that morning. He's going down.
bond status, bond signing, PFA assignment, bank grass build out. Also CRS 246424F and determining positions relevant to matters that may be subject to negotiations. Developing strategies for negotiations and instructing negotiators for the same items of Four-Way Ranch IGA revision, Falcon Highlands Interconnect Agreement, and bank grass build out, as well as two proposed interconnects with
I know, it's everybody when you see the video of me over at the county
with
office.
Meadowstone LLC and Falcon Field LLC in accordance with CRS 246424E. All in favor? Aye.
So- All right,
So are you coming back after executive session to vote on things?
We are.
all right, super. This is gonna be a long night. All right. All right.
Do you have names for all these personalities, or?
Hey, John, you know what's funny? Tomorrow when I go over there and get the video of where I was, it's all gonna be over in about 10 seconds.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, you'll see, John. That's okay. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, friend, how you doing?
Doing good.
Super. All right, I didn't get a chance to ask the question I wanted to ask. Hey, got a hold of Steve tonight, so I told him I'm gonna talk to him later on. All right?
Sounds good.
Super. Hey, it was